Hi everybody, this is Scott Sharp with Fretboard Toolbox, and today we're going to look at making up some bluesy licks in the key of D. So we'll make sure you know the D major scale, where the notes are, the D major pentatonic, the flat 3 and flat 7s, and then we'll look at the flat 3 and flat 7s of the 4 and 5 chords too. So if that doesn't make sense yet, hopefully it will in just a minute and you'll have some cool ideas to play with. Let's get started and I'll show you how it works. Today we're using Fretboard Toolbox Essential Mandolin book, and we're going to, these are your 5 most common keys. We're going to be messing around in the key of D today. And then you'll want to know these scales going across here. So the D major scale in the key of D major, the D major scale is D, E, F sharp, G, A, B, C sharp. So not the italicized notes, those are your bluesy notes. Okay, so the 1 is D, 2 is E, 3 is F sharp, the flat 3 bluesy one's an F. The 4 is a G, the 5's an A, the 6 is a B, and 7 is C sharp, and a flat 7 is C, that's bluesy. We're going to be playing with that later. You'll want to know the major pentatonic is the notes in the 1, 2, 3, 5, 6 columns. So it's all the white box notes except it skips the 4 and the 7. And so you'll notice those 5 notes, 1, 2, 3, and then the 5 and 6 notes are all underlined. So pentatonics are underlined, major scales are in white boxes, and the bluesy ones are in italics. And that'll hold true for the 4 and 5 chords too, but let's not hit those yet. Okay, so for the key of D, if I want to just play a major scale, I'm just going to use the white boxes. So going D to D, playing just the major scale, white boxes would look like this. So that was D, E, F sharp, G, A, B, C sharp, D. And then I can keep going up here. That was D, E, F sharp, G, A, G, F sharp, E, D. Okay, so that's the major scale. The major pentatonic's the underlined notes. So D, E, F sharp, skip the G, A, B, skip the C sharp, and back to D. So that one's like this. And you got this A, B down here too. Okay, so that doesn't sound bluesy, but it sounds okay because it's major pentatonic. It's a friendly, cool scale, and you can get a lot of miles out of it. But if you want to make it start sounding bluesy, we need to start playing with these flat 3 and flat 7 notes. So the flat 3 and flat 7s are in italics here. And so watch what happens when we just go D, E, F, because you already have that D major and D major pentatonic scale sound in your head. Listen to D, E, F, natural. Here I would just automatically got darker. D, E, F versus D, E, F sharp. Hear that difference? And so then what's like the major chords are built out of notes in the 1, 3, and 5 columns. So you can get a ton of miles out of using this flat 3rd note and sliding up to the 3rd. So that's like on a D major chord, sliding from F to F sharp, or I can go F, E, D. Like there's just a lot to be done with this flat 3rd here. So let's show a few things like that. So play like the bluegrass G run is like, except in D, would be D, E, F, F sharp like this. D, E, F, F sharp, A, B, A, D. So notice that whole thing is pentatonic except for the flat 3rd. D, E, F, F sharp, A, B, A, D. And then if I want to make it bluesy on the way down, that's D, D, C, B, A, B. And then I could go F, E, D. So that was. So I'm not trying to have you learn all the licks I'm messing around with today. I'm just wanting you to see that, like, when you know the notes that are giving you cool sounds, you can start moving up all over the fretboard and get those same kind of sounds. So I got this F up here. I could play with that several ways. So that's just messing around with that F. That's sliding F to F sharp, flat third to third. So I want you to play, just hit pause, and I want you to just mess around with what kind of licks can you come up with, just adding, like using major pentatonics and adding the flat third and flat seven. Like there's just a lot of time that you can spend goofing around in this spot. But then like something really cool about these essential books is that like the question's always like in a 1-4-5 progression. Do you solo with the D major the whole time, the D major pentatonic if we're playing in the key of D major? You know, what do you use? Or do you use a different scale for every chord? And this, not trying to go into too much depth, but this is super crazy helpful, and it just changed the whole game for me. Like over the 4 chord, over the G chord, I'm going to focus on the G, B flat, B, D, F, okay? But like if you know the G major pentatonic, it's G, A, B, D, E. So I'm just thinking about G major pentatonic, G, A, B, D, E, plus these 2 flat third and flat 7 notes, the flat third and flat 7. And then it just sounds really cool over the G chord. So just thinking G major pentatonic, but the cool thing is the 4 chord pentatonic, major pentatonic, G, A, B, D, E, it's all in here. Look at this, G, A, B, D, E. So the 4 chords pentatonic is in the 1 chord's major scale. Like you may need to rewind that because it takes a while to get, but the other cool thing is the 5 chords pentatonic, major pentatonic, is in the 1 chord's major scale too. 5 chords major pentatonic is A, B, C sharp, E, F sharp. A, B, C sharp, E, F sharp. So it's A, B, C sharp, E, F sharp. So when it goes to, the song goes to the 5 chord, if I mess around with the A major pentatonic, and if I want to make it bluesy, throw in flat 3 and flat 7s, then it changes the whole game. So let me show you that real quick, and then we'll have to call it good. So here's, so we were playing stuff in D. Now let's say the song goes to a G chord. So that one I did this flat third of the G chord, B flat, B, G. I can get this F in there too. The F is the flat 7 of the G. So when I went to the G chord, then I went back to a D. Now if we go to the A chord, look at the flat third and flat 7 of A. So when it goes to the A, that was that flat third to third on the for the A chord, and then E, F sharp, and going up to the A or the G. So like just knowing the bluesy notes of the chord you're on and the pentatonic of the chord you're on, which fits in the root chord, the 1 chord. Sorry, I've just had my coffee this morning, so I'm going into too much detail, as I am wont to do. So in any case, though, The cool thing is making up some licks, but knowing where your flat third and flat sevens are, and being able to try those flat third and flat sevens for each of the chords you're on. That's the key that just opens up so many things, because in a song in the key of D, if you're just playing D major pentatonic the whole time, it's going to sound okay. And if you're playing the D major scale the whole time, it's going to sound okay, but it's not going to sound like what you may have in your ears, like if you listen to bluegrass music or country music or even rock, where you're just like, there's something different going on, like when the chord changes, and I can hear in the solos when the chord changes, and it's because people are hitting those the scales, like the major pentatonics and the bluesy notes of each chord they're on, or it could be at least. So anyways, if you want to learn some more about fretboard toolboxes, if you go to the Fretboard Toolbox website and click on Pick Your Instrument, I got books that are set up in the exact same way for lots of different instruments, and so today we're looking at mandolin. If you're not sure about the differences on my essential completes, be sure to click this. It's the #1 question I get asked. And I've got print and ebook options, and all my mandolin videos are here. And if you click look inside on any of my books for any of the instruments, look inside will get you all of the instructions in the key of G major pages for free. So there's also tons of stuff to play with. If you're really working on those licks and making up licks, go to the tracks and tab, click on 200 free jam tracks, and then I want you to go to the key of D major or D blues. If you're really trying the bluesy stuff, go to the D blues things, and then work on, like this will show you the major pentatonic notes are underlined, and then this will show you the minor pentatonic notes. You got that flat third and flat seven, and start throwing those in, and you'll just see all sorts of awesome stuff start happening. So anyways, I hope you found something useful today, and I'll be back on more Fretboard Fridays with more videos on more of my favorite instruments.